4:30, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start with our Pledge of Allegiance and then our invocation by Councilman Wade. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we pause just to say thank you. We've learned to thank you whatever state that we're in. We thank you for those workers that are so diligent in keeping the lights and the water and to be able to get out and to make sure that the city is operating. We lift up everyone that is here and we pray that we will make decisions that will be for the betterment of the residents of Madisonville. And we give it all unto thee. In the matchless name of you, Jesus, the anointed Christ, we do pray. Amen.
Kim, can we have a roll call?
Yes, sir. Misty Cavanaugh. Here. Marvin Hightower.
Here.
Adam Townsend.
Here.
Larry Nalsinger.
Here.
Frank Stevenson.
Here.
Glenda Wade.
Here.
Mayor, we do have a quorum.
All right, we'll start with the order of approval of minutes from the January 7th meeting.
Yeah, the January 7th, 2025 meeting was a special called meeting. It was held in the City Council chambers at 4:30 p.m. It was called to order by Council Member Frank Stevenson. We had the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Council Member Marvin Hightower. The roll call shows, but all council members were present for that meeting. We had approval of the minutes, December 16, 2024. We had approval of bills and payroll. We had a business license report. We had an appointment of the chairperson of City Council where Adam Townsend made a motion to appoint Frank Stevenson as chairperson, and it was approved by all City Council members. We had a second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 156.051 of the City of Madisonville Code of Ordinances relating to a residential use in the Central Business District that was approved. We had an ordinance amending Chapter 156.163 of the City of Madisonville Code of Ordinances relating to parking requirements that was approved. We had adoption of the updates of the 2025 personnel policy. And then we also had municipal orders. We had several reappointments to the Tourism Advisory Board. Michael Hunt, Gina Matcham, Lyle Crouch, Elizabeth Odom, Chip Tate, LeBaron McAdoo, Glenda Seaton, Debbie Myers, and then we had one new appointment of Devi Thorpe. And then we had an interlocal agreement between Hopkins County and the City of Madisonville relating to the management and operation of the YEA Sports Facility that was approved. We had an appointment of J.W. Durst to the Hopkins County Planning Commission. We had appointment of City Council Committee assignments and an adjournment.
Are there any corrections to the minutes? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we'll move on to bills and payroll.
Yes, we have the total general fund of $354,634.79. Total sanitation of $130,549.93. Total maintenance of $21,176.27. Total electric utility of $112,957.33. Total water filter of $153,613.26. Total wastewater collection and treatment of $222,542.30. We have a payroll, departmental, governmental is $53,850, police $170,029, fire $181,460, transportation of $44,386, cemetery of $5,070, park $18,263, sanitation $53,000, maintenance garage of $8,232, light fund of $96,582, wastewater treatment of $20,728, wastewater collection of $32,939, and water and filter of $61,950 for estimated biweekly payroll of $746,490.
Do I have a motion to approve the bills and payroll?
So moved. Second.
And a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we'll hear from the fire department. We have Blake Boyd with us this evening.
And City for letting me be here. So I'm going to start with the December 2024 reports. We made 92 medical incidents. Fire-related incidents were 54, totaling 146 incidents, and 20 of those were overlapping. We had a pre-incident value of $10,238,000 with losses of $235,000. We had an average dispatch to response time of 1 minute and 56 seconds and an average dispatch to arrival time of 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Our average on scene time was 19 minutes and 7 seconds. We had 1,516 monthly training hours. We did 0 pre-incident inspections. We have those scheduled through the rest of the year. We had 20 fire prevention inspections, 145 code enforcement cases. We had 4 community programs. We issued 1 smoke alarm. We had 523 contacts with adults and 560 child contacts. I will now go to the yearly report for 2024. Medical incidents, we had 1,042. Fire-related incidents, we had 552, totaling 1,594 incidents, with 237 of those being overlapping. We had a pre-incident value of $28,967,749, with losses of $1,095,633. Our average response time was dispatch to responding time was 1 minute, 36 seconds. Our average dispatch to arrival was 5 minutes and 4 seconds. We averaged on scene for the year 20 minutes and 32 seconds, with a total training hours for the department of 19,742. We did 547 pre-incident inspections, 456 fire prevention inspections, and 2,776 code enforcement cases. We had 150 community programs with 23 smoke alarms issued. We had a total adult contacts of 33,461 and total child contacts of 23,654. Thank you.
Do you have any questions? All right, thank you very much, sir. Next, we'll move on to our police department report with Chief Steve Bryan.
Good afternoon, Mayor Cotton and council members. For the month of December 2024, the Police Department answered a total of 2,765 call responses, made 227 arrests, 63 felonies, 164 non-felonies, investigated 49 traffic accidents, and average response time is 4.1 minutes. On to page 2. The drug seizures for the month. The total street value, $5,178, and again, the most common drug seized was methamphetamine. So on to page 5, the traffic accidents highest times was Thursday at 8 a.m. To the last page, excuse me, last page, the crime statistics. So calendar year to date, which will complete, this will be the complete numbers for 2024. Part 1 crimes were down 27% compared to 2023. All others up 8%, and the total is up 2%. The last thing I want to share with you guys, I do this once a year, this will be our numbers for our narcotics unit. As you probably know, the Madisonville Hopkins County Vice Narcotics Unit is a joint unit between us and the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office. So the 2024 stats, the highlights, during the year they seized over $130,000 cash of drug proceeds. They seized 36 firearms. They executed 31 search warrants. They made 37 arrests. They seized 433 pounds of marijuana, 118 pounds of methamphetamine, 91 grams of fentanyl/heroin, and over 2,000 fentanyl pills, all with a street value of $7.3 million. A pretty big impact to the drug trade here. And the thing that I think about, like when I look at these reports and I think about these numbers, they're just numbers on a piece of paper. But the most important thing is it affects people's lives out there when we take these drugs off the street, because the one stat we can't put on a piece of paper is how many people didn't overdose or die because of the drugs that we did get off the street. So, but I'll be happy to answer any questions about the report or the narcotics information.
Questions?
It's not about that. What about our training center? You heard any more on that? Any update?
Yes, sir. They are working on the title work for the land and architectural work, so they haven't broken ground yet, but from what I understand, they're planning to by this summer. The first class is scheduled to start in February. They actually already started. They're doing online training right now. They'll be here in person February the 16th, which is a Sunday. They'll graduate mid-June sometime. So it's about to get busy, and they've actually scheduled a second class this year that'll be starting in August. So they are running 2 full basic classes in 2025. Which will be great for our community because, like I said, there's 25, 26 students in a class, and they're all going to be coming in and out. Some of them are staying in hotels here. They're going to be eating at our restaurants and traveling around, and it's going to be a good thing. Just getting started, though.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? All right, Chief, thank you very much. Next, we'll have Mandy Todd.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the month of December, the zoning department issued 10 total permits. Total construction cost for those 10 permits was $677,000. Total permit fees charged was $1,620. There were also 3 sign permits, one for Marshall's, one for Hobby Lobby, and another for a Stop and Go. We had 2 demo permits, 4 HVAC permits, 1 zoning map amendment for the Elks Lodge. Dimensional variance, we had 1. Utility request, we had 1. And then the Hobby Lobby fire sprinkler plan review. And then 1 mobile vendor food permit. For a total fees charged in December, $3,435. I also have the 2024 year-to-date. In 2024, the total construction cost for the city of Madisonville was $30,178,436. We had 178 permits issued for the year, and our fees collected for permits was $40,189. I went back and looked at the year end for 2023 just to see where that compares, and we had a total of right at $8 million more in 2024 invested into our city than we did in 2023. A lot of that was with commercial structures. We had 7 commercial structures built in 2023 and 10 in 2024, which was $10 million difference for the 2023 year versus 2024. So $10 million in commercial structures in 2024. So I thought that would interest everybody. Any questions?
Looking forward to 2025.
Yes, thank you.
All right, next we'll move on to the first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 31.45 of the City of Madisonville Code of Ordinances relating to the establishment of committees.
Okay, if you will look on section 31.45 where it shows the established committees, these are the established following committees of the council. We have marked out number 5, electric, and number 9, transportation and sanitation. But what we've done is added utilities, transportation, and engineering. So we've put those all together. We've also taken out the water, wastewater, stormwater. So we do have committees, but we have put a group together. So, and then if you look on down number 5, it shows that we've taken out the electric committee, what the electric committee does. We've taken out number 9, the transportation sanitation committee, but in number 10, we have added the utilities, transportation, engineering, and it shows this committee shall have general oversight responsibility in all matters relating to utilities, including maintenance and repair of all city streets and sidewalks. This committee shall also have general oversight responsibility in all matters relating to the collection, transportation, disposition of solid waste materials. And I believe that is the only changes to that ordinance.
So this was in an effort to take 3 different committees and combine them into one committee that all focuses on essentially the same things, being the utilities, transportation, engineering. So this is a cleanup ordinance. Next, we have an ordinance amending Chapter 158.03 and 158.22 of Chapter 158, sign regulations of the City of Madisonville Code of Ordinances.
And again, this is also where we have added a consolidated shopping center sign. A sign constructed, the definition is a sign constructed for shared use by shopping center tenants, whether tenants are located on the common property or in individual lots within an approved development. And under that, we've turned around and added, if you look at section 158.22, it's talking about the Parkway Sign District. If you go to number C, that's where the change has been made. The maximum area of the sign face for each side of a consolidated shopping center sign shall not exceed 500 square feet, and the maximum height shall not exceed 65 feet. And that's the only change on that.
All right, next we'll move on to resolutions.
Resolution 2025-2 is a resolution to declare Tract 2 of Deed Book 484, page 32, Madisonville, Kentucky as surplus property. The City of Madisonville owns the property shown as Tract 2 in Deed Book 484, page 32, and I have that deed attached to this. The City of Madisonville requests to dispose of the property by means appropriate according to KRS 82.083. Now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the above property is now declared as surplus property, and the city is authorized to dispose of the property by means according to KRS 82.083.
Do I have a motion to approve the surplus of tract number 2 in deed book 484, page 32?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have a resolution for the exchange of property.
Whereas the City of Madisonville owns the property that we just talked about on Tract 2 of Deed Book 484, page 32, which is also attached. Also, whereas the City of Madisonville is the record title owner of the real estate which formerly had frontage up on Highway 41A Nebo Road, and Highway 41A Nebo Road is a limited access highway, and following the widening of said highway and the execution of deeds of conveyance in conjunction herewith, the City of Madisonville no longer is permitted to have direct access from the property onto Highway 41A Nebo Road. Whereas the City of Madisonville and other affected property owners have agreed to cooperate by an exchange of properties by deeds executed in conjunction herewith to provide an alternative means of ingress and egress to and from their respective properties. Whereas the City of Madisonville will convey to commercial warehouse leasing the property as shown in deed book described in Exhibit B in order to provide commercial warehouse leasing, ingress and egress to its property, there being no cash consideration paid and the real estate herein conveyed being of nominal value. Whereas the City of Madisonville will convey to Hopkins County Properties the property shown in deed attached as Exhibit C for an exchange of property as shown in deed attached as Exhibit D of equal value, there being no cash consideration paid and the real estate herein conveyed being of nominal value. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council authorize the mayor to execute the deeds from the City of Madisonville to Commercial Warehouse Leasing and to Hopkins County Properties, and the deed from Hopkins County Properties to City of Madisonville.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm just kidding. Do we have a motion to approve the exchange of the property?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have a resolution to approve the amendment to the adoption of the 2025 updates for the personnel policy and employee handbook.
Whereas the City of Madisonville has made changes to the personnel policy that was adopted December 19, 2022, and updated August 21st, 2023, December 18, 2023, and January 7, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved, the City of Madisonville does hereby adopt the updates that are attached hereto for the 2025 City of Madisonville Employee Handbook. And those updates are attached there.
Do I have a motion to approve the changes to the personnel policy and employee handbook?
So move.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second.
Second.
Any questions? Councilman Kavanaugh, I think this was the language change. Did that take care of that?
Yeah, but there was something I talked to Kim about earlier. Two of the people that Lynn had mentioned who are superintendents, I think their titles are actually manager and director rather than superintendent. Are those titles equivalent, or are those titles different? Because I think you mentioned the airport manager and the Mar Park director, and so are those equivalent to superintendent and supervisor, or are those different?
Lynn is going to come up and answer those questions.
Council and Mayor, is equivalent to department head.
Okay.
Over the departments. And so, to answer your question, the superintendents are over the departments. So
Okay. So would they be able to go to those people as well? Okay.
Perfect. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have a resolution to declare the property of 432 East Knoll Street surplus.
The city of Madisonville owns this property at 432 East Knoll. The city of Madisonville requests to dispose of the property by means appropriate according to KRS 82.083. Now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the property known as 432 East Knoll is now declared as surplus property, and the city is authorized to dispose of the property by means according to KRS 82.083.
Do I have a motion to approve the surplus of property located at 432 East Knoll Street?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That'll all go out for bids, won't it?
Well, it depends. If you look on 82.083, it shows what can happen. So we can do that or other things that is attached there, if you look at that KRS.
So I have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. That leaves us with a final order of business.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. We stand adjourned.